Hi, and welcome everyone. It's Lavender Sky Panther with you on Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. And yep, we're doing a card reading. And yes, it looks like it's going full on tilt love and romance direction, which I always say I don't like to do, but apparently I don't have a choice. So I woke up with predominant and overwhelming feeling of colors this time. Do pink and purple, pink and purple, pink and purple. And so that's where we're going with it. So the backdrop is pink and purple. And then I was guided to pull 3 tokens, which will represent the 3 groups. So feel free to pick a group that seems to click with you here. That's where we're going with things. And feel free to pick 1, 2, or all 3. Now, a little disclaimer, I often wander and cross-reference across all 3 decks. So if you can only stay for a particular group, do it. And if you can stay on and want to see if I cross-reference, go ahead. And I also sometimes provide a little bonus card round at the end if I have time. I am a little pressed for time, however, this day, so we'll see how far I get. Now, paired with each grouping, I forgot to mention, with the glasses, if you go with those, we have the movie Ice Castles from the 70s. We have, with a little duck, is going to be the movie A Little Romance. If you're not familiar with that one, I highly recommend it. It's, I think, also from the 70s. Sweet little film. And then we have, with our little flower here, we have Ever After. And actually, it's a pretty soundtrack on that one musically, if you were so guided to check into any of those. Now, also on the table that wanted to pop up was the blueberry lavender tea. It's called Daily Beauty under that brand. That might mean something to somebody, maybe a little self-care or a little pampering if you want to go try that out. And it's obviously very calming. And then also this kind of purple vase, springtime egg theme, hatched egg theme vase with these artificially lit flowers. And then I did have this candle off to the side, and it wanted to be, kind of front and center here in the reading as well. We also have these nice little sparkles. So let's get into it. Might have to move through this pretty quick, but maybe something will jump out and mean something for you today. All right, so we're going to look at this beautiful card here. Nice fairies, this little girl sleeping. And this is Ask Your Dreams a Question When You Need an Answer. Then you also are going to have, beautiful card. They're all beautiful, so I'll stop saying that every time. But this is Dare to Dream. Let's see what else you've got. Group 1, you also have Listen to the Messages of Your Dreams. Well, I'd say you have a very heavy dream message here about dreams, dream time. All right, then this is the Sacred Forest Oracle deck, and actually, I thoroughly shuffled this. We had this pretty recently in another reading. Butterfly Spirit Transformation. But I have to laugh because I see why it jumped out, because we've got lavender, purple and pink theme, peach salmon theme going on here as well. I believe that's the number 8, if that means anything to anyone. And last time I talked more about that pearl at the bottom, but now what's grabbing my attention on this one is the pearl she's holding in her hand. But we'll get to that in a minute. All right, now we'll go to your Romance Angel card, see what we have there. And you have Free Yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okay. We also have This Could Be the One. And you've already met the romantic partner you seek. Okay. You also have a couple little inspiration cards I pulled, and one is Simplicity with the 2 swans, also symbolic of love, right? And partnerships. And then we have Silence. Also kind of with the pond there, not what kind of, with the pond, cattails and things at the edge, kind of implying a pond, and you had the swans, so that ties in. All right, so I'm going to just look at this. Hang on, give me a second to see what I can draw from this and see if I can also make this make sense. Hang on. Yeah, I can't. I'm trying to do this. Like I said, I do this without a tripod. It has its challenges, both pros and cons with that. But anyway, I'll have to do it singly again. All right, so I'm just going to run through the cards very quickly. You do have an intensive dream theme. And the one that jumps out the most, because you have, this one, which is Ask Your Dreams a Question When You Need an Answer, the Dare to Dream, and the, Listen to the Messages of Your Dreams. So I'm going to pick up this one, though. This is the one that's striking me the most, is worthy to speak about. We have this beautiful fairy with a wand, obviously the star they're implying, wishes come true and making some beautiful dream stars in the background. Um, when you go to sleep at night, if you don't know about this practice, I might have touched on it before. It's a great one to do if you're seeking clarity, or just want something of an answer in your life. It's a great idea to ask it when you're just about to let your head touch that pillow, if that's what you sleep on. Just that moment right before you're about to completely like slip away, conk out. Ask, whatever's troubling you. Ask for clarity. Ask, whatever you believe in, your higher self, source, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whoever your higher sources of pure love, guardian angels, guardian angelics, anything that's representing your best and highest good and in a loving intention. Go ahead and ask for some clarity, for some help. Ask for, a whole team to help you. God, works through any number of ways and any number of beings in loving intent, even, fairies, again, whatever is resonating with you, nature spirits, things, again, of the highest caliber and purity and love and honor. But anyway, ask for it when you're about to slip into your dream state or fall asleep, because that's when your conscious mind will shut down and is least resistant for you to get those answers. And so anyway, that's a beautiful practice. I highly recommend it if you're not doing it already. Okay, now we're going to move into the butterfly spirit. Of course, we know that's all about transformation, usually radical transformation, because the caterpillar really does completely, I think, liquefy to like completely transmute and alchemically completely change into something else, obviously, which that is pretty darn miraculous if you think about it. Also miraculous is how that shell, that clamshell, or oyster, whatever, can create that gorgeous pearl, right? And sometimes it is in that beautiful sphere like she's holding. And sometimes with freshwater pearls, you'll see they're a little misshapen. Is any one of them less beautiful? No. They're both, a beautiful love energy in them as well. So anyway, I'm more drawn on this card, though, today to the pearl that she's holding, because it looks more like an orb. It looks like even maybe a crystal ball, perhaps. So to tie things into our, actually in this group one, it's kind of more like a dreamlike theme, even though we have the rose-colored glasses. It is seeing things in a dreamy way, if you think about it, with those glasses, where everything is, more kind of in the beautiful realm of the beautiful and the magical. And why not see things that way? It doesn't mean that you're not looking at reality. It means that you're seeing all of the beautiful in life and bringing it actually from that other dreamlike realm down to the 3D where we really need it the most. Anyway, yeah, so she's kind of looking into what to me seems almost like a crystal ball. And as we looked at previous readings, you may already know as well that the clear quartz crystal used in the crystal balls is all about amplifying whatever energies you have surrounding it. And so in this case, absolutely a love dream, kind of state, and transforming, I would say in this case, otherwise 3D mundane world into the beautiful, sacred, and magical. Okay. Now, the glasses kind of ties in with the movie Beyond the Ice Castles. If you know that movie, made famous on the soundtrack, I think it's sung by Melissa Manchester, is the song, the Ice Castles theme, Looking Through the Eyes of Love. And absolutely, this ties in. You might want to check out the lyrics or the movie, or not at all. Again, it's up to you if anything is guiding you to do it. And then let's keep going here to your romance angel cards. And free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And this is reminding me strongly of, it is so easy. Most of the times we just are imprisoning ourselves with our thoughts. Most of the times our true state is that we really are free. We just don't think or believe that we are. In this case, we see this unicorn could easily stand up and pretty much almost walk over that fence. It's reminding me of, I think, two, they did a study, correct me if I'm wrong, but with elephants, and they just, some people just put a rope encircling a group of elephants, and the simple rope wasn't even a foot off the ground, probably less, like 6 inches, and yet the elephants believed that they could not, cross over that. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. I know elephants are highly intelligent, but I could see where that might happen, because it doesn't take much for us to imprison ourselves, does it, and limit ourselves and our thoughts. Like, oh no, I can't possibly, get that. I'm not worthy of that. Or, oh, that costs too much. Or, oh, that's just too far away. Why do we always default, or not all of us, but all of us tend to, because we're just programmed this way from birth, unfortunately, to limit ourselves at every turn. Be quiet. Don't say that. Don't speak up. Don't draw attention to yourself, right? I'm thankful I wasn't raised in a household like that, but sure, at times, of course, those messages would seep in, because the generations over us, if you're in my age bracket, were taught even more restrictive. And so I know I'm wandering all over the place, but it's just flowing through. Hang on for the ride, guys, and girls. But anyway, also, it just is a reminder that each generation is freeing up, and it is getting more beautiful and loving, no matter what you're seeing out there in the world. I know it to be true. You just look at children and look at what their go-to is. They don't need these rose-colored glasses. They came in seeing with these eyes of love, and they're told later and conditioned later not to do that. So especially if you have children, this message is for you. Make sure you're raising your kids in limitlessness, the spirit of limitlessness, and always keeping that imagination engaged, always asking questions, always asking why things are a certain way. That's the most beautiful thing about children. But why? But why? And yeah, pull that thread. Keep letting that kid ask why, and keep answering. And when you get to the position where you see, oh my gosh, it's not about narrowing down on answers, it's about asking even more questions, you get to a really beautiful, magical state of seeing the world with loving eyes and limitless eyes. Okay. All right. So I think that's going to be, oh, I didn't get your other card. Sorry. So that's enough on that card. Then this could be the one. And it's funny, right? We're conditioned in this world. Hey, don't get me wrong. If you find the one, for life, like these swans, okay, simplicity, great, 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 great. However, when you're an expansive being that's ever creating, just like Source, God, Light, the Great Spirit, whatever you want to call it, the it with a capital I, the it of all that there is, and the all there is, you see that we weren't meant to be finite and kind of, I don't want to say fenced in or captured, but we came free. And so the first thing we do with a ring or a binding contract, look at all of that, that's laws of men, that's not laws of God and the universe. And I'm not saying, hey, go out there and all free love and all of that. What I'm saying though is that we have karmic partners, and we have soulmates, and we have so many other types of love out there. And there is a time and a season for certain types of love. And yeah, it's going to run its course. So you are going to have and see separations and divorces, but that's a natural, I don't want to say byproduct, that's a natural, what do I want to say? That's a natural characteristic of what's going to be an outcome when we are dealing with everyone is an expansive creator being. And so if you can find that quote unquote one, that you are meant to be with more than just a karmic relationship and karmic lessons, one that you're really getting the soul mate connection and, longer term for life type in a good way. Relationship, then you're going to grow together, you're going to spiral upward and evolve together and encourage each other and only boost each other up. But if you're going to be in a relationship and you think it's the one, but it's going to be tearing each other apart, well, that's only going to last for so long, for a reason, by divine design. So anyway, all I want to say is we have the Cinderella stories pumped at us, just you can't escape it if you're growing up, especially as a little girl. My gosh, the Cinderella story, Like and Ever After, is the movie for group 3, A Little Romance for group 2. It's always this, kind of very contrived notion, very narrowed, fenced in notion of what love is, a romantic partnership is. So anyway, back to the spirit of questioning everything as a little child, I would just say, question what is that love you really are looking for in your life. And if you've already got a partner, but you're here kind of questioning, well, then just keep asking those questions. And when you go to sleep at night, ask for that clarity. If you're not getting anywhere, if you can't key into your heart space, and then it's already obvious to you what the answer is. Okay, and really listen to yourself. That's, the card that you have done here, silence. It's about really listening to yourself, and, every step of the way in a relationship, or if you're not in one, really getting silent and really considering what does that relationship look like, and not getting into specifics, but, what are you looking for? And be sure that if you're thinking, oh, I just really want a romantic partner, well, do you really? Yeah, you might, but be careful of what you're wishing for, right? Watch what you wish and dream for, because you might find that once you get that one, right, if it's not the right one, so to speak, for where you are in your path of developing you spiritually and growing, you don't want to attract one that's a karmic where you just then feel trapped and learn the real hard lessons, unless you're supposed to and be open to that. You know, they're not all about the fairy tale, the relationships. They're about some really kind of hard knocks and some hard lessons. And, you know, and then you either go and grow through it together and make it through the other side through all of that, or you might not. And it could be that, you know, this could be the one. Okay, that's the one for right now. Hopefully it lasts a very long time in goodness and happiness and health. And should another one come along, then okay, it is okay. All right, that's all I want to say for now. Good luck, everybody. And now we're on to group 2. Group 2, you got the cute little squeaky duck. The movie I mentioned is a little romance. I highly recommend that. It's a sweet story. Let's see what your cards show. Okay, beautiful card here. And I'm sorry, I apologize about this focus and the lighting. I got to get a new lighting set up here because it doesn't always cooperate. All right, you have listened to your intuitive signals. They are real and will guide you in the right direction. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. But again, she popped up, of course, because we got the beautiful pink in the gown there, and the pink and purple theme today. And then we have, oh, beautiful fireworks and magical things going on for this presumed mermaid or little maiden swimming. Choose what makes you happy. And I would say also, yeah, choose what lights you up. Look how beautiful. All right. And then we also have, oh, this is a beautiful card, mermaid. Beautiful, beautiful. Spend some time on self-care. What I'll say about that one right away, too, I'm going to just turn all the cards over first, but I might wander around and then get to them in more detail. The self-care, you know, it did come up with the tea. Daily Beauty, this is just one of many. Blueberry lavender tea. You might want to look into something like that, a nice herbal tea today. All right. Wild Rose Fairy Love. Okay, this is from the Sacred Forest Oracle deck. The previous one, by the way, was Enchanted Art Oracle Cards by Mimi Pettibone. And this one came up in a previous reading, recent one, and it's number 47, which is the number 11 or 2. And if you're looking at numerology, I always do recommend it. Have a look at Joanne Sacred Scribes Angel Numbers. Just find that Australian blog site. If you just type that in on the internet, you'll find her. Gives all the positive aspects of the numbers and angel numbers. Okay, so Wild Rose Fairy, beautiful. All right, now we're going to get to your romance angel cards, and your messages are: keep an open mind. Oh, Lord. Okay, there we go. Keep an open mind, but we'll focus. There we go. Keep an open mind. Interesting scene going on there. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type in expectations. Okay. And then your other romance card is going to be playfulness. You're on the swing. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Okay. You do have little sparkles shining here on the table with your little duck as well. All right, and we get some inspiration cards, and you have enthusiasm, which I think is funny because out of all of the little tokens today, you've got the only one that squeaks in enthusiasm, makes a little noise happily. And another card here is determination. Okay, well, let's see if I can put it together real quick, and just because I am pressed for time a bit. So let's see what jumps out at me of your 3 cards of this Enchanted Art deck. I'm going to just actually pan down on all 3 so that I can see them all at once, because I don't do this with a tripod. Okay, actually, these were your 3. Again, such a beautiful trio here. So I'm going to read them one more time as I try to get centered in what's going on here. Okay. Listen to your intuitive signals. They are real and will guide you in the right direction. Choose what makes you happy. Squeak for joy, if you will. And spend some time on self-care. Okay, so let's flip this too. And then we just had straight up love, Wild Rose. So obviously we're having a lot of the feminine energy coming through, beautiful love energy, self-care and pampering, you know, a lot with sparkles, light, flowers, going within on the intuition. So I want to say here is, yeah, the self-care seems to be a really important aspect as well. And what comes to mind, and especially since these flowers pop up again, we've got, group 3 is that flower almost looks, very similar. And behind it is that herbal tea and self-care and beautification. What's guiding me to speak about in this reading is, and I've spoken before about it, but it can't hurt as a reminder, is that if you haven't done this practice, a little spring ritual, I know the word ritual is a little loaded, but a little spring routine or a little self-honoring, kind of having a little sacred moment for yourself, is just to draw a bath if you're able. Or if you don't have a bathtub or something to do to soak in something, go, I guess, out in nature and just grab a handful of flowers, or really cleaned and washed flowers, obviously, or potpourri. Something that has good energy, makes you happy, a flower that you're drawn to. Doesn't have to be lavender, of course. It can be rose petals or just anything that you really like. And put it in your bath. It can also be herbs. It can be like a holy basil or oregano, something, whatever feels good to you. And let it float in there with you in your tub and soak in the energy in that plant medicine. And that's a nice way to refresh and invigorate and welcome new things and purify. A whole lot goes along with that. So that's all I'm getting for the big message of today. But obviously, do what makes you happy and lights you up, makes your soul sing, your heart sing. Pink, of course, is the heart chakra, pink, green. And so, like that little squeaky duck, just squeak it out, the joy, bring that into your life. Okay, when we get here, that's also the playfulness, right? That's all part of doing what makes you happy. Get in touch with that inner child. And doesn't matter how old you are, you can be 101 or 1. Be that inner child and, do go on the swing, find and tap into that energy. Go out outside and just start turning circles with your arms outstretched, until you get dizzy and fall in the grass, that type of thing, right? Go splash in the water, go jump in rain puddles if you don't have any bodies of water nearby. Also, we've got keep an open mind. I think this one is kind of self-explanatory. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So yeah, just drop whatever usual type is and expectation and let your heart space be the judge, right? That's actually what it is. We go to group 1, we have these heart-shaped, rose-colored glasses. When we say love at first sight, what is that really? I contend it isn't really love at first sight in so much as it's a love in the whole aura first. The aura precedes us. Our electromagnetic heart space comes way before us, before we actually physically arrive in the room with our body. So yes, I think the 3D side of an attractive package can't hurt, right? Nice scenery, but that also kicks in, I think, as a bonus. Because you can have the most beautiful person, standing, from a 3D physical perspective, standing there. But if they have an ugly, dark energy about them, they don't look that attractive anymore. Unless you're stuck in a darker karmic cycle. Not that karmic is dark, I don't want to say that. But if you're in a low vibe cycle, you may attract then somebody that solely is on that 3D perception, and you're going to have a very different relationship than the one that is based on, all of it, the heart space, the aura, and the 3D, all of it. Anyway, let's also tie this in. So enthusiasm, I think I already covered with your little squeaky duck. You also have I guess that's like a flower, some type of blossoming flower or fruit. Again, just kind of going back to the nice spring kind of feeling, spring love in the air kind of energy, that this playful energy that your deck is bringing, your group. And then we have determination, which kind of seems to go against all of this playful spirit. So I would just say that maybe it's a matter of being determined to put it out there that you do seek the right kind of love or romantic aspect to your life that's right for you. It may be a romantic partner. It may be just, you want to manifest or call in a new animal in your life, and you go away and then you come back to your house and voila, you have a stray cat showing up at your doorstep. And that's kind of a clear sign that you've got a new little partner to share life with, right? So it doesn't always have to be about romantic love either. All right, that's all I want to say right now for group number 2. And now we'll go on to group 3 with this little flower. All right, so I'm going to turn all of the cards over. Group 3, we have this one. Really beautiful, lovely card. Believe in yourself. That's nice. I'm going to flip them all over first, and we'll try to then tie everything together. This is a really beautiful card. I can see already. Look how beautiful that is. Got flowers and stars and sparkles. Your spirit sparkles when you connect with what you love. Okay, and if you haven't noticed already, this table is all about pink, purple, love, romance, and sparkles, right? Okay, even the little sparkle bags. Okay. And you also have this one. Beautiful. This one is you're in co-creation with the universe. Okay, and then we also have different deck. That one was the Enchanted Art Oracle cards by Mimi Pettibone, and now we have the Sacred Forest Oracle cards. Foggy Bug, Patience. We have this beautiful egret. Looks like a great white egret. Is that a 13 or an 18? I guess it's, sorry guys, it's out of focus for me. I'm looking through the viewfinder. It looks like 18, which is a number 9, which would be completion. Do look up Joanne Sacred Scribes Angel Numbers on the internet, an Australian blog site I recommend for looking at really nice detailed meanings of the numbers, the positive aspects of the numbers. Okay, so we have patience. Okay, and let's see. I have a call coming in, but they're going to need to be patient here. I'm doing this on my phone. Okay, so love yourself. Whoops, hang on one second. Love yourself first. My apologies for the focus issues. Still working on that with the lighting. I think the light source is tripping it. But anyway, love yourself first. And then we have your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Okay, so self-respect. There we go. Love yourself first. Okay, your other message here from the Romance Angels deck is express your love. Okay, we have a beautiful scene there. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. All right, and then you have a couple inspiration cards. We have Sweetness, the little flute or recorder. And then you also have Happiness with the sun. How beautiful. So this is a very nice energy deck, of course, group. I keep saying deck. Decks are having good energy as well, obviously. So out of your 3, and actually I'm going to, let's see. Okay, out of the 3 of them, I just kind of want to focus on the center one. So looking at your messages again, just to help me center and get into this, we have believe in yourself. Your spirit sparkles when you connect with what you love, and you are in co-creation with the universe. Okay, let me get that. There we go. So this one is kind of like all the world is yours. You know, whatever you can imagine and dream and believe, you can see it, right? If you can dream it and see it in your third eye where she's holding this, you know, you can see it also in your 3D reality. I like that there are a lot of sparkles flying about her, all the magical, and same thing here too. But I like to focus on this one. She's got the floral, which I like because you've got the flower, and also the sparkle, you know, the stars. And also this one just is, your spirit sparkles when you connect with what you love. It does kind of go out without saying, but if you don't know what you love, you know, this person looks like she's kind of, you know, she's either keeping a little secret like, haha, I already know what I like, and I'm doing magical things in ways you don't even know on my own time, you know, behind the scenes from what you don't see, because she's got the moon, what's hidden behind her. But she also could be contemplating, you know what, having a moment like, I'm not sure, you know I have access to all this sparkle and magical stuff, but I'm not really sure, you know, what do I love? You know, what do I want to connect with? And translate that from the magical into the 3D world, right? So there's little things that you can do, practical things you can do in the 3D. If you're not sure kind of what makes you connect and light you up, you can start doing little practices, and then maybe things will be revealed to you of what that is. So in group 1, we had the card, I'm going to come over here. We had the card, you know, ask your dreams a question when you need an answer. So when you're just about to fall asleep, ask, hey, what is it that I do really love and connect with that makes sense? Kindly give me clarity on that and help me remember it when I wake up, and you might get that of what you connect with. Otherwise, it might just be something that you can do as a little physical practice. Take, like group number 2 has this little squeaky duck. I often do this, especially in hospitals and other places. And, you know, throw it in a little organza bag, magical looking bag, and just hand it out randomly to people. You know, it could also just be a beach stone. Doesn't it can be with or without the little sparkle bag. Just hand somebody that, or even just the duck, and just brighten their day. Just say it's a little something for luck, or just wishing you all good things, happy day, here you go, just have it for fun, that type of thing. And you will see people light up all over the place. And then by connecting with that and starting to do something that's making others happy just randomly, then you might find more with what you connect with. If you're not sure, just automatically coming into your life, or not, I don't like the word automatically, just kind of instantaneously, and it can't help but flow into your world when you're bringing so much happiness to others in random happy ways, right? Okay, patience, foggy bog, patience. I think we all know, with this example, give yourself, be patient with yourself that the answer will come, especially if we're asking it for it, in dream state. Sometimes that takes time. It takes time. Sometimes the answers might flow in and you wake up the next morning and you're inspired and you go, oh, that's what I need to do. And that's what I've been waiting for. And that's what I really love. Thanks for showing me that. And sometimes it takes a heck of a long time to come through. It can be a matter, of just an instant and you got it, or it could be a matter of years. Whatever it is, be patient with yourself on that. And especially be patient. Actually, this card more applies to, the co-creating, with the universe, because we might even be all charged up and have things go our way and all the doors fling wide open as we pursue what does, connect with what we love. And then only to find that along that trail, you might have a hard stop with the door slamming in your face. And you're like, what's going on, universe? It was flowing. It's what I love. What's going on? And then you find that it might be closing for your protection. You might only have been meant to get so far with it, and that if you kept going, then the scales would tip and then it would no longer work in your benefit. So keep that in mind. That's happened to me personally, and it was very hard. I've struggled with it to try to understand, well, what's going on? Everything was working, everything was clicking. That's the height of what I love. It felt great. My soul was singing, my spirit was flying, and then bam, all the doors started shutting and they would never open. And then I came to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm being given the clear message. I'm meant to stop now and redirect, and just, maybe not as all is lost. I've gained a heck of a lot of skills and experience and knowledge and wisdom from all of that way, before that door shut. And now it's time to look in different directions and other doors will open. But again, patience. They might not open right away. If they do, great. A lot of times they don't, but be patient, okay? All right, now to these two, and I might have to pick up the pace a bit. Love yourself first, of course. You respect yourself. Everything starts, it begins and ends with ourselves. We are the source. That God's spark of light is within us, within our very, heart chakra, our chest, like in the center of the chest, emanating out. And so when we just remember to shine out from that source, everything around us then matches and rises up to that glow, that inspiration, that frequency. All right. So, excuse me. So it is starting starting with loving ourselves first. Absolutely. Then you start to see things out in your 3D reality, not the other way from outside in. All right. And express your love. Now, it doesn't have to be, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. It doesn't have to be this overture to somebody you're interested in and you do something directly, It can also be making an overture of love out there, like we talked about in group 2. Actually, and with you too, sorry. But it could be about, just lighting up with joy, again, from the inside in. That squeaky duck just squeaks from the inside, right? From loving yourself first. That squeaky duck over in this case in group 2 is just so happy and obviously lights up and squeaks from the inside. But, getting back over here, sorry. So when we get to that state where you're just so happy you could squeak, and I'm trying to tie this together, sorry, it's too early in the morning for me to be doing this. Once you get to that point, capture that spirit of expressing your love from that total pureness of the heart, not a heart that's like, oh, I really have to have this person in a 3D sense, so I'm going to do this, this, and this, and try to win them over. No, there's no straining or working too hard and making any kind of romantic gesture. It can also be not directly to that person. I know I wandered around to get to that point. You don't have to do a direct giving somebody a flower type of thing. It could also be a romantic gesture Just when you wake up in the morning, instead of trying to take care of a million things first, stop a moment and say, no, I'm going to nourish myself first. And I'm going to go and have a nice, calm, nourishing breakfast. Maybe I'll light a little candle while I eat. I never do that for myself, that type of thing. And then when it emanates out from yourself, loving yourself first, you'll naturally find other expressions and opportunities available to express your love to others. Or, by doing that and expressing it in the self first, then that other love comes and expresses it to you, or vice versa, or mutually in a given day. I know that was not quite the message I wanted to say, but hopefully it means something to somebody. I like that your happiness card really ties in with the mood and vibe of this other one right here. And, totally the vibe of wishes coming true, because that could be the sun or it could be a star, right? I would just say that you obviously are loved, blessed, and protected and have happiness going on night or day if you wish to reach for that particular star or let it glow from within your heart chakra. Do it. There's nothing to stop you but you. That goes back to the first grouping where, what was it? Free yourself. Don't fence yourself in, like the Cole Porter song, right? Don't fence me in. Don't fence yourself in. Let yourself be free, free to dream, free to have that happiness wherever you are, any day, anytime, right? And then the sweetness. Really beautiful. There are so many ways to be loving and kind and express your love to a neighbor. You could bring, if you have an elderly or somebody in the community that can't quite do things for themselves anymore as they age, express kindness. Love comes in many different forms, and be that loving neighbor that brings a homemade, baked goods, or does something nice around the property. If they can't do it, ask them if they need a hand, right? A literal hand. If they need a hand here. Okay. All right, that's all I'm going to say for now. I think what I will do is I'm going to give one bonus card for each deck from the fairies, and I hope my battery doesn't cut out, so let's do this. The fairy tarot cards, let's go, tarot cards. I'm just going to take the ones off the top of the deck. So group one, if you're back with me for your bonus card, we're doing bonus cards now from the fairy tarot deck, okay? So yours is Ace of Summer, and I really hope this shines up. Here we go. Ace of Summer. A lot going on in here. Ooh, open your heart to love. Imagine that. The beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Sorry, guys, I'm reading this through the viewfinder and it's not focusing too well. Ooh, is that a beautiful card? So group one, you hit the jackpot on that one. Exactly. Be prepared, or not prepared, but be on the lookout. If you're not experiencing it already, we're in a great awakening, a time of a great awakening, and you literally might wake up the next morning and discover you can hear better, see better, start seeing things you never saw before, and also into other dimensions. So many possibilities of gifts tucked deep inside of each of us that we're going to start coming into if you're not already. So excellent news there, guys. You know what? I'm just going to do something. I'm going to just grab this deck. Just so you know, I don't have this staged. And I'm just going to pull the next one for group two. Your bonus card is Two of Summer. Oh my gosh, are you serious? We are. Love just wants to come out all over the place. So you see, I had no intent on doing love romance readings really ever, but waking up with pink and purple repeating in my mind and notions of love all over the table. I guess the fairies are just, they're busting out with it for us. Again, pink and purple theme in here too. So your message is falling in love or making a serious commitment to someone, forgiveness and the resolution of a problem. Don't give up. Your relationship can be healed. All right, well, take that for what it's worth. If you are in a struggling relationship, my personal theory, or not theory, I don't even know why I said theory, my personal experience is, yes, you do exhaust every avenue to see if it can work, but sometimes it simply isn't meant to. The divine design isn't to match, forever, for everyone. It's nice when it works out, but oftentimes, as I talked about in, I think, group one, it's about karmic versus soulmate type relationships, and there's a time and place for each. So you might want to listen to group one if you didn't already. All right, now let's do another card. Oh, what did I do? Over here. Let's do, you know what? Now I'll take this other part of the deck, and let's do it this way. Let's just grab one. Okay, group three, your bonus card.